At the moment what we're trying to do is just capture all the ideas that residents have got, because every street is different, every resident's needs are different. So by sharing different needs and different viewpoints, we're becoming better informed residents and are able to take on board some of the ideas and maybe apply them to our streets and just solve our own problems. Best people placed to actually understand the problems on the street are the residents that live there. Therefore, if you ask people what their problems are, then they can help identify the solutions. Pavements aren't just blocked by cars, they're blocked by bins. So we can't just reorganise a car park in Montpelier. We need to reorganise the streets to create safe places to play, safe places to cross, ways in which we can slow the traffic down. By organising the traffic, we could create an architectural sort of principle called filter permeability, where you can slow the traffic down as it reaches an area, or allow it to move more freely in other areas, making sure that sight lines are improved on corners and just little things like that. There's a whole multitude of problems that could be solved at the same time as installing a car park. Can we go and do an exercise like this on York Road, where we can actually, because I've just said to Sally and Dave from Cobra Road, they're having their street party this year. If they were to pull out some wallpaper and crowns and get more people, and if you can actually get as many names written down as possible and say as many people involved.
All right, I'll tell you what I would accept then. I would accept like some planter, a kind of tub here.
Your planters round corners much nicer than yellow lines.
Much nicer than yellow lines.
Neighbourhood partnerships should be devolved more sums of money to take forward these kind of local schemes, which is what George has been talking about. Localise, give people a voice. Without the funding to do it, how on earth can you go forward with neighbourhood schemes?
The people here have got some fantastic ideas, and we really need to be exploring those ideas before imposing a Kingsdown style scheme. It's very simple. Saying that it should just be Monday to Friday, 9 till 5 as a minimum is the wrong approach. We need to be getting much more innovative ideas, and you just have to come on the Facebook group, the Ashley Residents Parking Facebook group and the Local Streets Facebook group. Both of them have got hundreds of ideas of how we could improve our streets, make them safer for children. We're talking about the St Andrews Road Play Street. At the moment it's a 20-mile-per-hour zone, but cars frequently come down here at 30 or even 40 miles an hour. Let's make it so it just doesn't feel right to go more than 15 or 20 miles an hour down the street. We've got some very innovative people in the city, people like Alice Ferguson, who of playing out fame. They've got an international reputation for making Bristol streets play streets for 2 or 3 hours a week, but we could make some of the streets here, certainly in Montpelier, where it's all residential. There's a little bit of shopping. Let's make that shopping area accessible to walking, cycling and cars. There's so much opportunity in this, but not if we impose a Bristol City Council Kingsdown style scheme. We must get more flexibility than that.
Front page, please.
These are Montpelier residents. They were invited here today to share their ideas. I've also invited our Mayor, George Ferguson, if he would like to come down and meet with residents. He keeps saying he is listening, and I'd like him to listen to the residents that are in favour of something. I don't think that those that are in favour of something are being heard, because we've got lots and lots of ideas of what we think a yes looks like, but it's not just a residents parking scheme. It's a big, broader picture. It's in context. Also got the Evening Post down here today to take a picture of what we're doing, so we can send a clear message to George that we are also listening to each other, and we are making stronger connections with our neighbours, a better understanding of each other's problems, and just sharing each other's points of view. George has mentioned a few times about how he's really trying to make a city that is better for our children, and well, so are we. It's not just about parking, it's also about the people that live on the street and what they want. And a lot of streets in Montpelier, especially where it's very, very tight and narrow, have already been self-organising by knowing their neighbours, knowing where they can park, knowing what's allowed, what's not. And often someone comes along and doesn't understand the unwritten rules, so it'd be nice just to illustrate slightly, which is why putting a planter on a corner to improve sight lines is something that we as residents have decided we don't want to park there. It's not fair on other people. It's not fair if you're blocking someone's driveway or someone else's access to a gate. There have been times when I've not been able to get out my front door because of vehicles parked on pavements. So my neighbours appreciate that, but maybe someone that visits the area, we want people to be able to visit the area. It would be nice if they could actually just suggest where you can and cannot park. We don't even need to cover the roads with double yellow lines because this is a conservation area. We don't want lots of road markings, and we've got we could be just suggesting where it's good to park and suggesting where it's not.